Welcome back to One Stop Law. Senior most Supreme Court Judge and the Chief Justice of India designate, Justice D Y Chandrachud, has become the 50th Chief Justice of India. On 9th November 2022, he is administered to oath to office by the Indian President Srimati Droupadi Murmu at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Justice D Y Chandrachud is going to succeed to 49 Chief Justice of India Justice U Lalit, who had recommended his name as his successor on 11th October 2022. Justice D Y Chandrachud will have one of the longest tenures as CJI of India in the last 10 years, as he is going to hold his office for 2 years, that is until 10th November 2024. So in this video, let us have a quick look into the illustrious career of Justice D Y Chandrachud and his road to become the 50th Chief Justice of India. Let's get started with the video. Justice D Y Chandrachud was born on 11th of November 1959 in the state of Bombay. His full name is Justice Dhananjay Yashwant Chandrachud, as we popularly know him as Justice D Y Chandrachud. After completing his graduation in BA with honors in economics from St. Stephen's College, New Delhi, Justice D Y Chandrachud did his LLB from the Campus Center in Delhi University in 1982. Thereafter, he obtained an LLM degree from the Harvard School of Law from USA in 1983. In 1986, he obtained the degree of Doctorate of Juridical Sciences, that is SJD, from Harvard University. Justice D Y Chandrachud started his legal career by practicing law at the Bombay High Court and at the Supreme Court of India. Simultaneously, he was also a visiting professor of comparative constitutional law at the University of Mumbai. In June 1998, Justice Chandrachud was designated as a senior advocate by the Bombay High Court. At that time, he appeared in several important cases involving PIL, that is public interest litigation, rights of bonded human workers, rights of HIV workers in workplaces, contract labor, and the rights of religious and linguistic minorities. In the same year, that is in 1998, he was appointed as the Additional Solicitor General for India and he served the post from 1998 to 2000. On 29th March 2000, Justice Chandrachud was appointed as an additional judge of the Bombay High Court, where he served till his appointment as the Chief Justice of the Allahabad High Court on 31st October 2013. On 13th March 2016, he was elevated as a judge to the Supreme Court of India. In 2021, Justice D Y Chandrachud became a part of the Collegium to the Supreme Court of India. In the year 2022, he was appointed as the Executive Chairman of NALSA, that is the National Legal Service Authority of India. And by November 2022, he has become the 50th Chief Justice of India. Justice D Y Chandrachud has always been very proud of being a part of the judicial system of the country. He has time and again said that judiciary's mission is to administer justice to the common man. Since his appointment as a judge of the Apex Court in India, Justice D Y Chandrachud has been a part of several constitutional benches and landmark verdicts of the top court of India, which include matters like relating to the Ayodhya land dispute, the right to privacy, decriminalization and striking of the offense of adultery from IPC, the Sabarimala issue, or regarding the validity of the Aadhaar scheme. In fact, he was the lone dissenting judge on a 9-judge constitution bench which held the Aadhaar Act to be unconstitutional for having been passed as a monetary bill, where he stated that a person's multiple identities cannot be reduced to a 12-digit number. Justice D Y Chandrachud was also a part of the 9-judge Supreme Court bench, which unanimously reaffirmed the right to privacy of every citizen as a constitutionally protected right in the year 2017. In 2018, Justice Chandrachud was also a part of the 5-judge constitution bench of the Supreme Court, which unanimously decriminalized the 158-year-old colonial law under Section 377 IPC, which criminalizes consensual unnatural sex between two consenting adults. In 2018, Justice Chandrachud became part of five-judge bench of the Supreme Court, which upheld the right of menstruating women to visit temple in the case of women's entry in Sabarimala temple. It was held that restriction on the entry of women was seen to be in violation of constitutional principles, which undermined the ideals of autonomy, liberty, and dignity of women. Very recently, in this September 2022, Justice Chandrachud also headed the Supreme Court bench, which expanded the scope of the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act and its corresponding rules in India to include the right of unmarried women along with married women for abortion between 20 to 24 weeks of pregnancy. The act also expanded to include the rights of women who are victims of marital rape to also go for abortion. So, this is a historic judgment in many ways in which Justice Chandrachud played a very significant role. Moreover, Justice Chandrachud had led many bench of the Supreme Court, which passed several directions to assuage the miseries faced by people during the COVID-19 crisis. He even termed the brutal second wave of the pandemic last year as a national crisis. Not only that, he even took a sarcastic dig by making a statement like any sedition cases filed against a news channel showing bodies being thrown into river, where he basically criticized and rebuked the government action of shutting down every criticism against it or its failure in handling the COVID-19 situations by filing sedition cases against our news channels and journalists. So much so that we find him making a comment like, I quote him, "We must strive to ensure that we have a press that is free from influence of any kind, political or economic, which will provide us information in an unbiased manner. We also need to protect the integrity of our elections and look upon voting not only as a right but also as a duty." Very recently, he was also among the two judges of the Apex Court Collegium, which had objected to the method of circulation adopted for eliciting the views of the members on appointment of judges to the top court of the country. It is also not to forget that under the chairmanship of Justice D Y Chandrachud, the Supreme Court e-court committees had been instrumental in creating the infrastructure for live streaming of court proceedings in India, especially at a time when hearings were severely impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. Justice Chandrachud is heavily respected for his intellectual ability, for being a judge with a liberal outlook, a quality that shines through in his decisions, particularly when it comes to issues concerning the rights of women and marginalized. He has passionately championed the vision of transformative constitution that attempts a racial transformation of a society which is based on caste and patriarchy. However, the plethora of his judgments make it very difficult to club him within any particular ideology. From his historic dissent in the Aadhaar case to the soaring rhetoric of the Bhima Koregaon case, in which he stated that dissent is a symbol of vibrant democracy, to the Hadia case, in which he stated that a person's right to choose a religion and marry was an intrinsic part of her meaningful existence. If his stance in the Aadhaar case, the right to privacy case, and Bhima Koregaon cases was lauded as a liberal and progressive voice in the Supreme Court, on the other hand, his standpoint in the Ayodhya case and Arnab Goswami cases were applauded. His father, Justice Y Chandrachud, was India's longest serving Chief Justice, who remained at the helm from February 22, 1978 till 11th July 1985. Justice D Y Chandrachud too will serve quite a long period as the Chief Justice of India, a period of nearly two years from 9th November 2022 till 10th November 2024. And in this long tenure of 2 years, Justice D Y Chandrachud will face numerous challenges ranging from the judicial process to addressing the pendency of cases, from lack of adequate infrastructure and delay in the delivery of justice to improving the standards of justice delivery across the country. Moreover, his tenure of 2 years as the Chief Justice of India is going to give him ample time to make decisions on some of the country's most contentious issues and a number of high profile cases, which include the repeal of Article 370, the legality of the Citizenship Act, and the electoral bond scheme, the outcome of which will have far reaching political ramifications in India. Further, as head of the collegium, he is also expected to fill the vacancies at various high courts and the Supreme Court of India. Justice Chandrachud has always been respected as being a very upright and fearless judge. He has always dared to call a spade a spade. If we look at his statement in the Bhima Koregaon case, we understand his faith in democracy and judicial system, where he stated that dissent is a safety valve of democracy. If you don't allow dissent, the pressure valve of democracy will burst. So yes, his no doubt his tenure of Chief Justiceship will be very closely scrutinized, as he has very big sized shoes to fill as a successor to Justice E.V. Lalit, and it is really hoped that he lives up to the massive expectations which the people have from him, and continue the good work which he has been doing as being the judge of a Supreme Court for all these years. He has been devoted to his work all throughout his career, and we wish him all the very best for his upcoming days in heading the country's topmost judiciary. That's all for this video. Till I see you in some other lecture. Thank you all.